Hi, everybody. Welcome into Ripsy Retro. My name is Rich Finley. This is Eric Brandt, who did not get lost or anything like that. So please do not contact mall security or anything like that. He is safe and sound. We're going to go into this game one loss for the Blazers to the San Antonio Spurs. We're going to talk all about it. But right off the top, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to turn it over to you, Eric, because there is an elephant in the room. I'll go ahead and address it myself off the top. Yes, I did get a haircut, and no, I'm not happy with it. So there, I think we've answered all the controversy that people are worried about. But all kidding aside, why don't you go ahead and take over?
Yeah, like you said, just wanted to address the elephant in the room up top. After 7 seasons, I did decide to leave Blazers Uprise. It was a tremendously difficult decision. Very proud of everything that Tori and I built over there, and I will probably let you guys in on a little bit of why I left the show at another time. I don't think this is the right place in a Blazers post game show to do it. So maybe I'll just do a separate video or something, and we can always just refer it back to you guys, or refer anyone who asks to the video, and you can just watch that. So, but basically, just know this: it was tough to leave. I mean, obviously that channel has almost 13,000 subscribers, and especially this time, the timing of it. But basically,
Yeah, you're not leaving opportunistically.
right.
This is the Sacramento Kings over here.
Yeah, just I mean, you guys that have watched me over the years, and I'm assuming that most of you who are watching this show versus the other one right now understand me a little bit and know who I am as a person, and just know that I wouldn't have made this decision without several years of feeling like I needed to make a stand at some point, and I put on a happy face, always did my job, was always professional, always was showed up for streams, never tried to cause any drama or complain or whine about any of it. And I tried my best to I was trying my best to always put a good show on for you whenever I was on, which was a lot, and didn't feel like didn't feel like being taken advantage of any longer. And so after 7 years, I just decided, you know what, I want to have fun doing this again. The whole reason I started doing this, or agreed to do talk basketball, was because it was fun, and I just I wanted to get back to just having fun on streams and talking to people. And I don't care if it's a smaller stream. It's more fun that way. You can interact more with people, and you can yeah, I mean, it's just a lot more fun. And that's not to say that Tori did anything wrong or it wasn't fun or anything like that. Obviously, I wouldn't have stuck around for 7 years if I wasn't also having fun. So um, I want a platform to talk Blazer basketball with you guys. I wear my heart on my sleeve, and hopefully, Rich and I can give you some good content moving forward. And we'll talk about like the future and all that stuff later. But just know for now, just gonna kind of do our thing on here, and Rich is gonna try to do as much as he can. But like Rich and I have a really good relationship. Um, we already don't care who does more or who does what or anything like that. And like we have. For those that don't know, we started this channel together a long time ago, and then Rich went through a long period where he wasn't able to do videos and stuff like that. So
I mean, I could probably step in and kind of
Well,
we can go back and forth a little bit.
yeah. But like one other thing I want to say is, you know, I stuck around for 7 years because of a lot of you that are watching right now. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you for all your support. I already see all of you with nice sentiments in chat and all that stuff. And just for the record, I just want everyone to like let's be adults about this. Like let's just enjoy this show if you like it. It doesn't mean we have to put down the other show or talk bad about anyone else. Let's just have fun talking Blazers with each other and not make it about anything more than that. And so yeah, we don't have to like make it anyone an enemy or anything like that. But yeah. Um, and so yeah, I mean we'll talk about it obviously on the show. It's going to come up a lot probably, and but I just thank you all for joining us tonight and for your support since I made the announcement earlier. Appreciate all of you.
Yeah, and I swear we're going to get into game one and all of our thoughts on game one. I just want to say real quick for me, I'm really touched and honored that Eric would want to take all of this capital that he's built up with all of you guys and come over here and do this channel full time. Eric is right. Like when I approached him in 2023, I really thought that I was just going to do, a couple videos here and there a month, nostalgically for the Blazers. It was almost a time killer for me at the time. And then, like we started having the Dame rumors, and I started to really get passionate about Cronin and all that stuff. And I told Eric, I was like, well, I'm happy to go and just like create stuff and try to build up the channel and build up subscribers and things like that. And if you want to come in and do deep dives, we can do that. But I promised Eric, I said, if the channel ever becomes profitable and like ever makes money, like we'll be a 50-50 partnership. And that's the way that it would be. Now, I had no parameters put on that or any expectations or anything like that. And so recently, Eric and I had a conversation where, Eric basically came to me and was like, I'm thinking about doing this. And I mean, my first thought, and Eric, you can validate this to the audience, but my first thing was, oh, are you sure? Like, are you sure? Like, hitching your wagon to me is not the greatest thing in the world, and that's because a lot of my health issues. And I want to cover that real quick because I want you guys to know what to expect here on the channel. When we've done deep dive videos and things like that, and Eric will tell you this, it's been easy for me to do because I'm able to control it, right? Like I'm able to control when we're going to do a video. And Eric will tell you there have been many times where there was a night that we were going to film and then I had to pull out, right, Eric? So I'm nervous about this because there are going to be nights where there's a game, right? Like a Blazer post game is coming. It doesn't really matter where my brain is at, things like that. Like I'm either going to have to not do the show or come on and just kind of slog my way through it and do the best I can. And a lot of you guys have been really complimentary towards me and my brain injury and say, well, Rich seems really sharp when he's talking about all this past stuff. The past stuff isn't the part of my brain that's been damaged from my accident. It's the day-to-day stuff. It's processing what I have to do in a day and things like that. So I'm nervous going forward because there might be days where they're harder for me than others. And my concern is for you guys, the audience. I was a big fan of Blazers Uprise too, and I still will be. I'll still follow Tori and see what he does and things like that. And I loved Tori and Eric together. And it's a shame that they're not like continuing to do a show together. I wish that wasn't the case, but I understand why it is the case. Um, so for you guys, the audience, like I feel bad for you in a way because you're kind of stuck with me, and I want you to have the best basketball conversations possible. But there are things that Torrey Jones is way better at than me at this particular point in time in my life, especially. And I don't begrudge that. I don't begrudge Torrey that. I'm giving him his flowers. So I want you guys to have as good of an experience as possible. I'm gonna bust my ass and do everything that I can to try to give you as good a show as possible, but it's gonna be different. And I'm just bummed for you guys that you're not gonna get the same kind of conversations that you're used to having. But I'll do my best. But going forward, like Eric will put up solo shows and solo streams, maybe from time to time. I'll still do my little goofy, fart jokes or whatever I do here. Um, the little intros and things like that you guys like. There's a great deep dive that we just did last week on the Jailblazers documentary.
Like 3.5
It's
hours.
3.5 hours long. I highly recommend that you watch it. Not right now, but anyway. So I'm rambling too much, and that is a byproduct of my brain injury. But I'm so thrilled that Eric is here, and I want to make sure that everybody understands Eric being here is not Eric on my channel or anything like that. Like this is our channel, and anything that you guys donate, if you do a super chat, like once YouTube gets paid, Eric is getting half that money. Eric is getting half of any of the AdSense money and stuff like that. So you know, I just I want Eric to know how loved and appreciated that he is, not just by me, but by all of you guys in the Blazer fans community. So I want you to rest easy that you know even if like I get too sick and I can't continue on with the channel, like Eric's gonna be here. Like Eric will keep this and all that good stuff. So that's just to do a lot of housekeeping at the top of this first episode. And now, Eric, I mean, unless you have anything else that you want to say, I think we could just dive right into talking about the game. I've seen a couple of super chats come in. I can't see the chat, so
Yeah.
hi to everybody that's here. I would love to see all your names. Eric's gonna have to tell me who's saying hello, but thanks to everybody who's here.
Unfortunately, that's one thing that's going to be tough to navigate is it's really hard for Rich to read the chat, and unfortunately he's a super interactive guy who likes to make a video about every comment that's made, so it's going to
I
be
know
hard to
it's
like
painful.
figure out how
Painful.
we do that. But yeah, let me
We'll
just
figure it out.
to
We'll figure it
these
out.
super chats real quick. Crime Stoppa, what's up in the $2 donation, says Eric been a day one supporter, love you man, love you too. Pokelias with a $20 donation says appreciate you a ton, Eric.
Thank you.
Zach Landia, what's up, Zach?
What's up, Zach?
$5 donation. Here's to a new journey. Don't spend it all in one place. Josu Martinez,
We won't.
$2 donation. We appreciate you, Eric. Crime Stop is with another donation. $5 says, let's have you make another Blazers Christmas album with Eric doing some features. I'm a terrible singer. I don't think you want to do that. You did a pretty good job.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All the more reason to do
You
it.
do not want me on a Christmas album. And then Super Hachimitsu says, where's the membership and Discord though? Like we're just getting started. Yeah, so don't worry about that.
We are so wee right now.
Yeah.
Like like this is brand new, but I appreciate it. But yeah,
And
we'll
then-
we'll only have memberships and stuff if there's like something worth having the membership for, like a membership
Yeah.
only video or something like that. Yeah.
Also, yeah, we don't want to. I this is not anything to do with Tori or anything. I'm the type that like feels bad when people donate their money or like have memberships for something, and so if we can provide something cool that makes that worth it, but I also would just rather just give all that content for you guys to enjoy, whether you're paying for it or not. So, so yeah,
I am pretty good with the donations.
I,
I'm pretty
No.
okay with it.
I'm just saying like channel memberships and stuff. Like
I know.
yeah, I know you're okay with it, but Helicon one $5 donation says, "What does Scoot's breakout as an ISO shooter mean for the team?" Bonus quiz. Jeremy ran multiple ISOs in quarter one. What was his ISO points per possession the last 2 seasons? I'm sure it's not very good. It was maybe a little better this year because he didn't do it as much. But yeah, that was
It wasn't good tonight.
yeah. And then the last thing I want to say about anything is so this only came about because of my decision to leave, and I still wanted to do content. We had this channel with 700 and some subs, and
Please click like, share, subscribe.
yeah,
By the way,
we'd appreciate that.
if you're here.
Anyways, yeah, we had this channel, and instead of just starting over with a new channel, I know it probably doesn't make sense, Rip City Retro or whatever, and we'd love your guys' input in the future if we should rebrand and make it something new, or just keep the name and just roll with it and talk about.
We are 2 old guys.
Yeah, we are both retro.
Yes.
I still wanted to do post-game shows after every game. Rich is now in a place where he's feeling a little bit more up to trying to stream, and so we're like, you know what? Why don't we just do a stream at a channel? But this was not like, I'm gonna leave so I can do my own thing here. I left on my own accord, and it just happened to line up with Rich being available here, and so happy to have you all here, and let's hopefully in the future we don't have to talk about all this stuff every stream, but
Yeah. And obviously no reason to stop, supporting Tori and Blazers Uprise and like all of that. Like you can subscribe to both, support both. Like, in no way, shape, or form are we encouraging some sort of, migration or anything like that. So
yeah, and Fly Guy with the $10 donation, thank you so much. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while on the other channel, so glad I didn't have to say goodbye for good. Your voice has been a staple in my house for many years, as has like interacting with some of you. So that's another reason I never wanted to in this just doing post-game shows or doing live streams with you guys, because so many faces that I haven't seen in a while. It's nice to see all of you, and thank you so much for your support. Alex Wolf with the $2 donation. I'll start making the RCR MySpace page ASAP. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate that. Oh, that'd be awesome. It fits with the retro theme, right? Like,
we already have one friend over there.
Yeah. Oh, Tom.
It's Tom.
Is Tom still friends with everyone on there? No,
I
that's
have
like
no
a music
idea.
only thing. And then here's
caught a girlfriend cheating on me on MySpace.
Oh,
That's
nice.
a story for another time on the channel.
The Clays with the $2 donation picked a Chicago Conveys, talk off-season trades. Yeah, I mean, obviously after the playoffs, we'll have plenty of time to talk about the off-season and things like that. So don't worry about that. We'll do all that. And so if you tuned in for a post-game show and are upset
Let's get to it.
we got a bunch of this talk and not actually talking about the game, don't worry. This is a one-time thing, and like I said, maybe we'll make a video and kind of explain that, and we'll just lead people towards that if they ever have questions again.
Right. Instead of answering the question, you could just put, there's a video on the channel, you could go look at. I mean, if that's important,
And so this might seem a lot like the other show, because I mean, part of that was me too. So
and you're on the same side of the screen. We tried to keep that consistent for the people.
And then I mean, Rich has done a few post-game shows with me throughout the years, and of course we have videos on this channel. And if you are finding us for the first time and you're interested in Blazer history and stuff, we have several cool videos on this channel, including the one Rich just mentioned, where we talked about the Jailblazers documentary for 3.5 hours. We also have some of the more heartbreaking moments in Blazer history. We have a 2-part video set with the most painful moments in Trailblazers history. which was really tough to make, but it's always therapeutic to talk about them. And now we might be able to add this game tonight, Rich. The Blazers, they get down. I don't. Were they down by 22 at one point or something like that?
Yeah,
Um,
I was thinking like 21 or 22. Yeah,
yeah, and so um, just I don't know. The Blazers came out. They started okay in this game. It was 14-12, I think, at one point. And then they went on a little drought. Spurs got up by 16, and then they kind of made a little run in the beginning of the second quarter or in the middle of the second quarter, and then they had a stretch of like 4 turnovers or so in a row, and it really hurt them. Um,
yeah,
and then San Antonio pushed the lead. It was 10 at halftime. And then the Blazers come out like gangbusters in the second half, have a great third quarter, cut the lead to one possession with the ball several times, and then that turnover thing. It didn't hurt them overall, like the overall number. I'll have to look at what that ended up being, but
it's not a lot.
yeah,
It's like 11, and it feels like
yeah,
those turnovers today. They felt like dog years. Like every turnover just felt like a 4 or 5 point swing every single time. Yeah, 11 turnovers.
yeah.
They turned it over
It
14 times.
it just yeah, the timing of them was so bad. It was
Ugh.
that run I mentioned in the second quarter, and then this run in the third quarter when we have a chance to win, and then all of a sudden we're down 10 again, and never really got closer. Like we hung around a couple times. You're like, oh, we could do it. Like we did this before against the Suns. Oh, like maybe we have this in us again. But they never really got anything going together, and and so the man, it was so exciting. It was like, let's go, Rich, when they cut it down in the third quarter. They came out. Spurs didn't score. We went like on an 8-0 run to start that quarter, and Spurs had to call timeout. The bench is hyped. It
Yeah.
felt like um, it felt like you know the Blazers were going to make this a game and possibly steal this one, and then it just went downhill from there. And so, outside of the turnovers, what did you think went wrong for the Blazers in this game?
Well, so obviously that stretch in the third quarter when they cut it to two, the Spurs, I mean, with the various opportunities that you mentioned that the Blazers had to tie the game or get into the lead, when all those opportunities were wasted, the Spurs ended up going on a 32-11 run. And so if it's 32-11, so they pushed it to 23, I guess was their highest lead. It's just, we've seen it from this team so many times this year. There's just a lull. There's a lack of attention to detail. There's, 3 or 4 or 5 plays that kind of go sideways. And now all of a sudden you're looking at like a 7 or 8 point game, and you're looking at a 17 or 18 point game. And, we have the horses to get ourselves back in the game. But like to me, I may be jumping ahead a little too much. I I didn't come away feeling horrible about this game. Um, it's a little bit of well, I mean, if you've been watching NBA playoff basketball for a long time, this was kind of a classic game one
Mm-hmm.
with two teams that are like a 2 seed and a 7 seed. It was very interesting watching the Blazers kind of try to figure out how to play with Wemby on the court, and some of that was completely understandable. Some of it was they were playing a little too in their own head. I don't want to jump ahead because I'm assuming we're going to go back and forth, and I mean we don't really have like a format of what we want to do tonight. But I would just say mental lapses and attention to detail. You can't let Cornette come in and dominate when you're having to worry about Wemby so much. You cannot lose sight or lose track of Cornette. And I just, my number one thing, Eric, that I took away from the game was, and they talked about it on the broadcast a little bit, but when Wemby is not in the game, the Blazers have
Oh,
to dominate those minutes. Like, I want first quarter against the Clippers kind of aggression. Going to the basket, getting them in foul trouble, trying to get in the penalty, get to the line. Like, you've got to make those minutes count when Wemby's not on the floor. But that's just my first blush. I talked a lot there, but mental lapses and not taking advantage when Wemby's not on the floor. Those were the two things that I really took away from tonight.
yeah, man. I mean, Rich, wasn't it the Atlanta Hawks that tried to have Magic City night? It wasn't the Blazers. What is Luke Cornett doing to us, man? Like that wasn't our fault. Like, come on, man. Um, uh,
Ugh. I
but
mean, look,
man,
he was great. He was
that guy
great.
destroyed us, and
Yeah.
yeah, like you mentioned, those minutes without Wembanyama, it was just it was so disheartening to watch the Spurs like win those minutes, and not only win those but extend the lead when it seemed like um, we should have had the advantage there. And he was good on like both ends. Like he was good protecting the rim, and then he was a monster around the glass, whether it was
Yeah.
like an offensive rebound putback or a lob tip in.
Yeah. Shout out to him. He was great.
Yeah, so that was tough. And then you combine that with when Wemby was in, just hitting ridiculous 3-point shots. That one in the corner that he hit, the like
That
fadeaway
was, that
turner.
was, yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
and there was one he had on Klingon where he was like 5 feet behind the line. He pulled up, and I mean, he's an okay 3-point shooter, 35%, but like, he, there's nothing you can do. I mean, the Blazers. I think that's their only hope, really, moving forward, is that Wemby is hopefully not going to make that many 3-pointers and that high of a percentage of
Hmm.
3-pointers.
Yeah.
And so uh, that's the hope, is just, maybe this was just an outlier game from him. But in reality, he might just be that freaking good, and there just might be nothing we can do to stop him or this Spurs team. Um,
Well, I'll push back on that just a little bit. I mean, he is that good. By the way,
yeah,
the three in the corner was the insane one.
hmm
And I just remembered thinking to myself, I was like, how are his feet small enough to fit in the corner and not be stepping out of bounds? But um, like, yes, he is that good. But look at how many no shows we had tonight.
hmm
We had a lot of guys who had kind of disappointing games. You got Drew. Shaden didn't have a particularly good game. Grant was really bad tonight. And I don't know about you, Eric. And Eric, so you're a biggin. You're 6'6", and when it comes to like pickup basketball, like you're typically playing center, right?
yeah,
Um, do you feel like the Blazers should just have reckless abandon in game two? Just go to the basket. If he's going to block every shot, just make him block every shot. Because human nature at some point, I think the Blazers, and especially if it's Denny attempting to challenge at the rim, at some point they've got to get the benefit of some kind of calls just from human nature from the referees. But I mean, maybe that's fool's gold going in there. And obviously, the Blazers were intimidated going in there tonight. But would you like to see them try to go at Wimby more, or is it just more of a dynamic of they've just got to quite frankly hit their shots, control other guys, take advantage of the minutes when Wimby's not on the floor? I mean, how would you like to see them play in game two? Like, does that make any sense to just
yeah.
try to go at Wimby and see if he wants to block it every single time?
I don't know if you should go at him just recklessly every time, and because I think he is good enough. They're going to announce Defensive Player of the Year, and like Reggie Miller said, it was pretty much a guarantee he's going to win. Um, if you can body him a little bit, maybe, but The problem is you can push him 5 feet out of the way and he's still going to block your shot because he's so freakishly
Yeah.
big. Um,
Yeah.
and so uh, I think they need to find a way to, because a lot of times it's not necessarily the shot, the first shot, but like Robert Williams had a couple tip in dunks. Same with Cornette on
Yeah.
the other side that we talked about.
Right.
So just get it up off the backboard however you can and have someone in that dunker spot or on the other side on the other post ready to either accept a pass. You need to find a way to get Wemby to come out just a little bit so you can either dump it off to that big there or have a cutter down the backside or something to where it's not just one guy going at Wemby trying to score. I think it showed tonight that's going to be a really uphill battle to do that against the Spurs.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I mean, we couldn't even get to that point a lot of the times trying to drive. We couldn't even get to the Wemby part of the drive. A lot of cases they were shutting us off before they even got there. And
Yeah.
so I think moving forward, you just have to find a way to get those little dump off passes, lobs, or just throw it off the glass and have whoever's on that backside expecting to have to chase a rebound off the glass and just kind of go that way because I just, it's probably not going to work out trying to attack him. Now, maybe you get lucky. There was that one foul in the first half where he kind of came down on Sharp. It ended up being a loose ball foul, not a shooting foul. But
And Reggie Miller, like, theorizing maybe it's a foul on Sharp. Like, okay, please, can we
yeah,
not can we not do this? I know he's great, and I know he's going to be the face of the league, but like every other play, like Wimby on the sideline drinking water. Are you kidding me? Look at him drink water. Like, okay, like just stop. Like, so
yeah.
yes, I mean, like plays like that, Sharp going at Wimby. Like, I'd like to see a little more of it, but like you said, not recklessly.
Slim says so much Wemby glazing tonight. I mean, did you watch the game, Slim? Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you're both right, right? Like, yes, he was great tonight, and also lots of glazing,
yeah,
like lots of glazing going on.
yeah. But yeah, I do think to your point though, we do have to find a way to get him in foul trouble or something. But when if you don't win the minutes with him when he's on the bench, what does it matter, right? Like that's going to
Well, but
be
here,
a
okay,
problem.
so but here's the important thing: these lulls give him an opportunity to rest more. So
Yeah.
he still has a little bit of an issue. They did not tax him with a lot of minutes during
Mm-hmm.
the regular season. Now, part of that is to keep him fresh for the playoffs, but at the same time, I'd like to make him play 42 minutes
Mm-hmm.
because that would mean we're staying close enough on the scoreboard to where he's having to stay in. He's not able to get his rest, so maybe he's not quite as effective. So that's why I said whenever he's not in the game, we've got to make those minutes count and we've got to make them pay and quite frankly, make them rush to get him back in the game because, we're killing them inside. So,
Well, one of
yeah, I
the
mean, I still believe you can fatigue him a
mm,
bit from what I've seen during the regular season.
I think way too many times in this game we got him switched onto Denny or Drew or something, and those guys settled
Mm-hmm.
for a step back 3 pointer, and
Well, understandably.
one of them that Drew took, it like he had to arc it so high on that little step back,
Yeah.
it like went way long, and he just had no chance of making that. It's just a bad shot. Like you
Yeah.
said, I'd much rather just drive into him and hope you get a call than take that shot. And
Sure.
for okay, the Blazers played on Tuesday, right? So they had
Yeah.
five days to install a game plan, and I thought that really hurt them tonight. That their game plan just seemed to be ISO heavy and just kind of they didn't really have a plan of attack other than let's try to drive and shoot a bunch of threes, and that's been their strategy all season, and that's one of the reasons why I'm not as high as some on retaining Splitter as head coach, it just seems like they didn't have a very good game plan in terms of how they were going to attack, especially if those ISOs and what they like to do is get into the paint. If that wasn't happening other than Denny, how are they supposed to create offense? And for the most part, I thought Denny was really aggressive in this game. And
Yeah. Oh, I mean, amazing first half.
and obviously, like a lot of this season, we needed him to carry us, and so I feel like he did kind of at times, and like he played really well, of course, and but man, other than him, I felt like they were settling for such bad shots, shooting so many threes. Jeremy comes in and just it's back to like ISO Jeremy, and he's not getting any spacing. He's not beating anyone off the dribble. No one can beat anyone off the dribble. And when you do,
Yeah.
your reward is Wemby. like like it felt like they had no clue how they were going to attack. And then if you combine that with their 3-point shot, which was just abysmal in this game, like there was just really no way to win this game other than Denny playing superhero once again, and then someone else magically getting hot. We had that stretch in the third quarter where Scoot got it going a little bit, had 7 points in a row, and we started to come back in this game. We're like, okay, finally someone's stepping up other than Denny, and then he started to do too much and started turning it over, and then I don't know. It did not feel like we had the greatest way of attacking them. It was almost like, oh, let's just feel them out in game one and we'll adjust for game two. But
That's exactly what it felt like. It felt to me like an old school, almost like a 90s, 80s or 90s playoff game if you were alive then. But felt like let's just do what we do in game 1 and then we'll see what they do, and then we'll go and make our adjustments for game 2. Now, do we feel good about this coaching staff's ability to make adjustments for game 2? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I mean, it felt very much like, well, let's just go play and see what they've got, and then we'll adjust from there. By the way, side note, real quick, uh, how did you feel when right before they came back from commercial, there was a commercial for Giannis, and I was just like, "Aw," I was like, "Aw, wish you were
uh,
here."
yeah, I didn't really think of anything of it. So,
Okay,
I don't. Are you
it's
reading
just
into
me.
that?
Maybe.
Yeah.
By the way, before the stream is over, we got to get into some of this Dundon stuff
Yes, I agree. Yes.
at some point.
Yeah.
Okay,
Stay tuned later on.
I have,
We have to
I
adjust
have,
the cheap. It's like multiple things now, and yeah, we.
I've got the perfect analogy for this,
Okay.
but we will get there
Nice.
when we get there.
All right.
So,
Can't wait for that.
yeah.
Yeah. So, man, the other thing that kind of bothered me in addition to the game plan on offense was the Blazers did a really poor job of getting back on defense in some cases. And not only getting back on
Yeah.
defense, but getting back to the guy they're supposed to guard. They had so many times where they got back on defense, but they weren't running to the right guys. And so you had these mismatches and cross
Yeah.
matches that they shouldn't have had. And it led to them getting out of rotations and things like that easier than they should have. And
Yeah.
and so I felt like that when you combine the poor offense, and luckily they didn't have the turnover problem for much of this game that they normally do. So that might have been even more magnified that they were having trouble matching up, getting back on defense. But I felt like, part of the reason they turned around their season defensively when it was in the 20s for most of the season in terms of defensive rating until they surged the last few months was uh, there was like a concerted effort to just be more stable on defense, whether that's getting back on defense, getting in the right position, making the right rotations. They were just doing little things that they weren't doing earlier in the season. And I felt like
Hmm.
in this game, it was just one little thing after another. Like David
Yeah,
mentions this in
the
chat.
details. Yeah.
Yeah, David mentions this in chat, and it seems so small, but like so Tamani gets back on defense, and and he kind of laid back, and then um, so Denny had to like come over and guard the guy with the ball because no one was stopping ball. And then they just kick out to the guy Denny was supposed to be guarding, and then Tamani's not close enough to either of them, and he hits a three.
Right.
And that happened like several times where someone had to run to the other side of the court to pick someone up because someone didn't get back, and or they went for a steal in the backcourt they weren't going to get, and then completely took themselves out of the play, and then that led to like an open three. And then there was a stretch in the second quarter where like we had kind of cut it close again, and the defensive rebounding was an issue in that first half. I don't think it was as bad in the second half, but they had 8 offensive rebounds at halftime, and 3 of them there towards the end of the third quarter or second quarter were from Keldon Johnson. And they
Hmm.
were playing a smaller lineup and had Keldon
Yeah.
Johnson in there, and he was killing us on the boards, just like he did. He had a couple of huge offensive rebounds in that game a couple weeks ago on when we had a chance to beat the Spurs to not make the Clipper game so important. Um,
Right.
and so he kind of killed us with that last game. So for the Blazers not to recognize that's something he has done against them in the past, it was tough.
Yeah, I mean this team has a little bit of a habit of hanging their head a little bit, and then they things get a little chaotic, kind of like what you were talking about, getting back on defense and getting lost and switching and things like that. And then all of a sudden they look up and they go from being down, 7 or 8 points to 17 points. And now like we just make things tougher and tougher on ourselves with these kind of lulls. So, definitely it's something that we got to clean up for. We definitely got to clean up for game two. Probably, I mean, because we're pretty physical. I mean, I know they have Wemby and everything, but maybe even need to slow the pace down a bit if we can, and try to make it less of a chaotic game getting back on defense. And if we're sped up, and especially, I mean, ultimately we should get into talking about individual players, but yeah, I don't want to jump ahead of myself, but yeah, I mean, I just think maybe pace might be something that they work on a little bit before game two. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. That's the other problem with Wemby is he's so it doesn't take him very long to get up and down the court with those long
No, of
strides.
course not. Of
So
course not.
it is hard to like push it too much and to get there. But yeah, they have to find a way to get some easy baskets. When they're allowed to set up their defense, and like I said, they have a couple players, Castle, Vassell. They're tough
Yeah.
to beat off the dribble anyway. And then when you do, like I said, your reward is having to navigate around where Wembanyama is or find out where he is. Um,
Yeah.
you can't just continually get into the half court set. But um, I mean, this was pretty obvious earlier in the season when the Blazers were playing at that crazy pace and stuff. It it's not sustainable, and in the playoffs, that was always my worry. Is if you rely on that kind of pace, it's almost impossible. Like some of the best teams at pace, the 7 second or less Suns,
Hmm.
and that kind of stuff, they always struggle in the playoffs
Well,
because
even us, right? Like
yeah,
those early '90s teams.
yeah.
They used to talk about taking us out of the up tempo game as
Hmm.
well and forcing us to play in the half court.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's not going to be easy to push the tempo in the playoffs. And the Blazers, to their credit, they learned to play a little bit better in the half court as the season went on, and that became less of a problem or less of a worry. But man, there's still a team that lives and dies by those 3-point shots, Rich, and they just did not shoot. They
It
were like,
looks it looks great. It looks great when they're going in.
what was it?
Um,
At halftime, I think they were 5 of 20 from three, 25%, and then yeah, just never really got it going.
yeah, I didn't check the 3 point stat at the half. I know that what did we shoot? Like I think 28% for the game, and I think the Spurs shot 45% from three, made five more threes than us. So that's 15-point difference there. They made seven more free throws than us, so there's 22 points right there. By the way, real quick, as I'm kind of seeing a little bit, I've seen boxes go up. Do we have more donations to read? I just want to make sure that
Oh yeah, let's get to those.
everybody gets those read.
Appreciate that. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, appreciate all of you. And once again, never gonna. If you don't have the means to donate, don't feel like you need to or anything like
Oh yeah,
that. But we appreciate everyone for just hanging out with
just
us.
click like,
That's all that
click
matters.
like on the channel. That helps,
Yep.
and that's free.
Rare
And you can
Nathan.
always take your like back.
Rare Nathan with a $5 donation. This is a guy who people he was like a Jake Lehman fan club president
Oh, a Jake Lehman truther.
and
I love Jake Lehman.
and people is the way his it's not so much anymore because of the new Twitter rules or whatever, but people used to confuse him for the real Jake Lehman all the time. But he said, "Love you, Eric. Always been my guy. Sad hearing what's happened behind the scenes." Yeah, it's all good, man. You know, it was still a very fun part of my life. So no need to be sad. This is it's good for all parties, and yeah, we'll just have fun.
It's really good for me. I was telling Eric today, I was like, it's not great for Tori. It's not great for you. It's not great for the audience. It's kind of good for me. But
Well,
so
it's
like all of you suffer. I'm the only one that benefits, but
it's only good because you
well,
get to talk basketball, and you love
yeah.
talking basketball. That's all that
Oh,
matters.
dude, I
Yeah.
love it.
And then Trevor Schindler had a couple of donations, 5 and 2,
What's up,
both
Trevor?
$5. Slow Trevor. Eric, don't know what happened, but I'm glad you're still on YouTube. With you all the way, brother. And you two are going to make an excellent team.
Yeah,
Appreciate both.
we've already turned our beds into bunk beds for
Yeah.
activities.
There's some more
Like
room.
it's
Yes.
gonna be it's gonna be great. Like we totally have more room now.
Yes. And yeah. So yeah, that's good. My guy Wheezy Sherwin Ignacio with a $5 donation. There's no message. I don't know if you left a message and it got held
Ah,
up or something, but appreciate the donation, Wheezy.
at the channel
Yeah.
if your message didn't get put.
Yep. And then Exhibit Sports Official, which is my guy Chase, says, "Love you, Eric. Respect your decision. You had to stand up for yourself. You're a great dude. We'll follow both you and Tori. Hope you all are still friends." Yeah, thanks, man. That's totally cool for any of you that want to still support both of us, or even if you are used to Blazers Up Rise and still want to just out of habit watch him. That's totally anyone's right. Much like I always said on there, Tori and I weren't everyone's cup of tea. A lot of people thought we were too negative or whatever, and just this, there's going to be people who don't necessarily care for us either on this show, and that's quite all right. No hard feelings for anyone who doesn't
Gee,
enjoy us,
thanks.
but we're just here to talk basketball, and if you like it, great. If not, like I always say, there's plenty of other channels you can try and content you can find. So, but thank you all for joining in. And then Peter Hollins, what's up, Peter? Glad you're here. $10 donation
What's up,
says,
Pete?
"Stoked to see what you do over here, Eric. RCR for the win." And
Aw.
yeah, for those that don't know, Peter, he has a music channel. Go check that out if you're interested. A lot
Oh,
of
cool.
acapella stuff and things like that. I think you would enjoy it, Rich. So you should check that out.
My father had a singing group, and they sang a cappella a lot, so that's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah.
I will check that out.
But yeah, he's
Yeah,
got a lot of good stuff over there. And then
good.
Mr. Payan with a $5 donation. What's up, Leo? He says, "Hope everything is good, Eric." And yeah, everything is great. Thank you. It's it's definitely weird. It's definitely uh, wasn't something that like I wanted to do or that I like set out to do, but definitely um, felt like I had to stand up for myself, and so yeah, um, yeah. I mean, yeah. That's
Well, also, look, like when you start up a channel and it exists for so long and it's not making any money, and it goes from being a hobby to a business, then it can become kind of weird, right?
yeah.
And especially if you're not having clear communication and conversations and things like that, like then you've gone too long without saying something, and I mean it just becomes weird. So,
Hmm.
um, you know, I mean that's just my 2 cents. But um, you want to talk about individual players tonight? Obviously, you want to
Sure,
do that.
sure.
Let's do that. Who do you want to start with?
I
I
mean, let's
mean,
start with
obviously
Denny.
Denny
Yeah,
had the best game,
yeah.
but
Let's start
yeah,
with
go
Denny.
ahead. Yeah.
I thought Denny was great. I thought he was, like I said, the only person being super aggressive to the point where he kept us in this game a lot, and um, yeah. So I really,
He looked really dialed in. Like I wish he would have had some more help, but even his jumpers, which sometimes are a little hit and miss, like some of his deep balls today. But man, I mean, especially in that first half, he really had it locked in. It's just a shame that nobody else really joined him. I know Scoot played well, but we'll get into Scoot in a sec.
yeah. But yeah, I thought. I
Or
mean,
shot or shot. Wait, or shot the ball well. Let me repeat myself. Scoot shot the ball well.
okay,
Um, you know.
yeah. So yeah, Denny finished. Let me. I'm just gonna bring up. That's one thing I'm not used to running the streams that often. So I, whenever I use my computer, I feel like if I click on something wrong, it'll mess up the stream. So I
Oh
got to
yeah,
bring
yeah,
it up on
yeah.
my
I mean,
phone. But yeah,
I got it.
Denny was
Go ahead.
12 of 21 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, only 2 turnovers. Yeah, just
Yeah.
I mean, fantastic debut from him in the postseason. Everyone talked about Wemby's debut, but not as much focus on Denny's debut. To follow up the, you know, one of the best games of his career in that playing game with this game, I thought he was one of the few Blazers that was like, man, this guy came to play, and it's unfortunate that no one else really did.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, obviously we hope that he's okay. He banged knees.
Oh shit, yeah.
With it was with Williams, right?
Well, the
Um,
broadcast kept showing it as they thought something happened with Williams, but like once they kept showing the replay, it actually looked like something happened on the beginning of that drive that they didn't show the times they kept showing it in the replay. I think he
well,
hit
that
one
would
of
actually make sense because of the way that he let go of the ball.
yeah,
It
because
actually seemed like something happened
it
before.
looked like outside of the paint when he went to cut in. I don't know who it was. I don't remember, but someone's knee looked like hit him in the shin on that
Okay.
one. It looked like the right shin because he was going across him, and so I think that's where it was. It kind of landed awkwardly, so that maybe they thought it was with the Rob Williams one, but I thought it happened a few seconds earlier when he first crossed to the middle from just outside the paint. But yeah,
I think that would probably make more sense. Yeah,
yeah,
that would make more sense, especially again with his release of the ball in the paint. It was very awkward, and that was more reminiscent of somebody who is more concerned about what just happened to them physically than drawing the foul.
yeah.
So,
Right. Yeah, because
um,
that was just so awkward. Yeah, after he cut in, And I mean, I know Wemby's a monster in there, but that certainly is not going to work against him, right? However you
No,
shot
no,
that.
no. Well, that or the one that Jeremy had too.
Yeah.
Like this kind of like holding your arm way out like that. That's not going to work. Um, let's move on to Scoot. What'd you think of Scoot?
Oh,
Obviously, postseason debut,
yeah.
18 points. What is it here? I think 7 of 11 from the field.
Yeah.
Good shooting night, great shooting night. Quite frankly, what were your thoughts?
Um, I mean, I really liked his scoring in this game. He had a couple of really nice pull ups from the mid range, something that he hasn't done consistently for a while, and hit a couple threes, 2 for 4 from out there. Um, I thought scoring the ball, I thought this was a really good Scoot game for him in terms of shooting. Obviously, 7-11, but I just thought his tempo to his shots was really good. One of the
Mm-hmm.
threes I thought was a bad kind of an ugly looking shot, but I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
if we're talking about one bad shot from Scoot, I will take that all day, right? So I thought all the rest of his shot attempts were pretty valid shots, so you can't complain about shot selection. So that part of this game I thought was really good. He had a couple of moments on defense where he had a good steal or made a play defensively, so that was good. The bad would be, I mean, the fouls. It got the one overturned, I guess, but
some bad fouls. Yeah.
just so many little and some of them might have been ticky tacky. I don't know. I don't feel like he was getting the same amount of calls on contact on the other side, but man, he's got to stop just with the silly ticky tack fouls all the time. That has been an issue for several weeks.
And he had a couple of the turnovers in that key stretch. Um, you know, I mean, I just said that I loved Jake Layman. Okay. So like I give every Blazer a chance. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care who you are. Like I welcome you into the family. I want good things for you. I have supported and rooted for everybody who has come on the Blazers and wanted them to do well. Front office too. I rooted for Rich Cho. I rooted for Cronin when he got the gig. I rooted for Jody to do a good job as the owner. And I want Scoot to do well, obviously. But there are times, and I mean, it's his playoff debut. I feel like I'm being really harsh on him tonight.
No, he was good.
Um, but he had 18 points. I liked what he did with his shot selection and things like that. But some of the turnovers and some of the fouls, it makes me it makes me just feel like sometimes, and again, he had a super truncated season. Um, so like maybe I should be considering some of that too. But there's just a little bit of a feel for the game issues when it comes to the fouling and when the fouls are happening, when the turnovers are happening, that they're just kind of momentum killers. And that's why I said tonight there were 11 turnovers. And I mean, it felt like 20.
Mm-hmm.
And when you lose this game by 13 points, I would have much rather looked at the stat sheet and seen that we turned the ball over 20 times and lost by 13
Right.
rather than have a really low 11 turnover game, because that makes me go, ugh, we don't normally do that. So Scoot was a little bit of a mixed bag for me, but I am happy for him that he had a nice shooting night. Hopefully he can keep that up. But again, some of the little details things, the fouling and the untimely or timely turnovers, however you want to put it, he's got to shore that stuff up.
And to be fair to Scoot, once again, first playoff game. He's still
Yeah.
22 years old. Also, I mean, he got a little bit of run the last couple months, obviously, but missed over 50 games this season. So, um, I just I've said this all along with Scoot this season. I wasn't gonna harp too much on like if he was playing the entire season and had some of those bad games or whatever, I would be a little bit more critical. But this was kind of I wouldn't say wasted season, but it's really tough to come back and make a contribution that late in the season. And I feel like he's done a better job than expected of navigating that.
I agree with that.
Um,
Yeah, I
and
agree with that.
so, you know, it is cool to see him start and stuff like that. The way he played tonight almost seems like he'd be better off as like a bench energy guy, that can get some buckets. So if
Hmm.
that's how he's going to play, that's great. I mean, we obviously need people in multiple different scoring roles with how bad our offense has been at times, but I think there's some stuff to build upon that. But if that's like the baseline of him moving forward, I mean, obviously he's not going to shoot 7 of 11 every game, but if he can become kind of that secondary scorer, because I don't think he has like necessarily the bag to be like the leading scorer of a team or whatever. And for some reason, his passing has just been non-existent for months. I just
Yeah.
I don't understand what happened to that. I mean, he had 3 assists tonight, but I mean, this is a guy who could before easily average 8, even if he wasn't doing anything else well. He could rack up the assists, and so
Well, but they're really leaning on Denny being the playmaker and things like that. So
yeah.
I
So
I get it, especially if they're both in the starting lineup. So to your point, um, if you maybe stagger some of those minutes a little more towards the bench, then maybe Scoot has some more opportunities again when Wimby's not in the game, where you can maybe ISO Scoot a little bit and kind of let him try to get downhill a little.
yeah. So but yeah, I think there's some positive things for him to build on, and then I think it's always good for a young player to have some things he needs to fix. So
He should. I mean, he should feel good about this game
mhm.
as a first playoff game,
Yeah,
and then there's things to learn from it, take away from it, and improve upon. So,
yep, yep.
you want to talk about? Let's talk about Clan. What were your thoughts?
Did
Did
we?
he did he make did he make the plane?
Uh,
He's
yeah.
not with the two way guys, right? No, not that.
That's funny. Yeah. It said we had lost the stream for a second, so glad
Oh,
it's back.
okay.
Anyways, yeah. He was King was a bit rough. You knew it was going to be tough. I think they, at times, had a good game plan to have Tamani on Wemby and Klingon guarding, whoever their worst shooter on the floor was.
Hmm.
But yeah,
And obviously, if Klingon, hits a couple of those threes early,
yeah,
you can maybe change the complexion of how they're playing him a little bit, and then things start to rotate a little bit. So yeah, but tough game for Donovan tonight.
yeah. That was. I wrote that down actually. Klingon missing his threes hurts when I was talking about their game plan at the beginning, and he only did he shoot a third one because he shot 2 at the beginning of the game. I don't think he ended up. I don't remember him shooting another three
I'll look.
point shot. Oh, he shot
I'll look.
3, so he was 0 for 3.
Okay.
But yeah, it's so tough because that was one thing like going into this series, you could say, oh well, if Klingon can just hit a couple threes, maybe we can pull Wemby out of the paint or whoever's guarding him out of the paint, or it's Cornette or whoever, all those guys that killed us tonight. So yeah, we need him to at least hit one or two, And there's been some games where we've gotten off to some really good starts when he hits his threes. And yeah, it's just another one of those things. It was just like, man, can someone do something? 5 of 20 from three, like I mentioned, that first half is just not going to get it done. And yeah, unfortunately for the Blazers, their game plan seemed to be dependent on him being able to help bring players out of the paint there. And when he couldn't do that, I thought it was pretty smart of the Spurs to not even care after that. Then Rob Williams comes in, and we'll talk about him in a minute. But he shot 3 threes and made one of them at least. But you don't want those guys shooting that many threes if they're only hitting one of them.
Yeah, I was just checking Donovan's minutes. I wanted to see how many minutes he played. He played 22 minutes tonight. I would have probably liked to, especially when Wemby's not in the game, try to maximize Klingon and make sure he's in the game during those non-Wemby minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're talking about the Rob Williams three. His very first three that he got, uh, his wide open three in the corner. It was like such beautiful offense the way that the Blazers were moving the ball,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "Oh, this is perfect. Who's got it? Rob? Crap!" Like you know, and I mean, he didn't miss. He didn't miss him by a mile or anything like that. But yeah, his first three was just kind of indicative of okay, we swung the ball well there, but I was concerned. But then, I mean, he knocked down. What did he knock down? A couple? I think he knocked down a couple at threes tonight. I could be wrong on that.
Rodwell, I think only made one. He shot 3.
Only the one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. For some reason, I was thinking there was a second one in there. Or maybe I counted it before it went in, which I do have a little bit of a habit to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 for 3, right? Yeah, and only 6 rebounds. It seemed like he was on those offensive boards a little bit more than that, but yeah, was pretty happy with Rob tonight. I'm trying to think. I mean, you know, everybody else. I mean, Drew is what did I see there? Like 5 for 14. Is that what I saw? Something like that.
Drew was 4 of
Uh,
15.
4 of 15.
1 of
Okay.
7 from 3. Took some terrible 3-point shots in this game, I thought.
Yeah. So tough game for Drew. Tough game for Shaden.
And
Uh,
Tamani was 2 for 7, 2 for 5 from 3, but missed
yeah.
both of his 2-point shots. Had a couple turnovers as well. Um, just never really could get going either. Um, he got that wide open 3 very early in this game and almost missed everything on it. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, as Clay's mentions in chat, 10 of 38 from 3. That's if we had any chance of beating the Spurs in this series, we're going to have to um, shoot at least a respectable mid 30s percentage, and if not higher. And for a team that shoots that many threes, like we did, um, man, just shoot
And
that
hope
for
that
us.
they go a little cold at the same time too. Like
Right? Yeah.
you're going to want a little bit of both. Do we have any more donations
I'm
to catch up on? I thought I
yeah.
saw a couple.
Let's just finish with the players real quick since we're almost
Oh,
done.
okay, sorry.
We
Yeah, I
got
mean,
Jeremy Grant, 2 for 6, 1 for 3 from 3. Outside of that aggressive dunk he had, which was pretty cool, but outside
yeah, I
of
love
that,
that.
didn't really
Yeah,
had several possessions when he came in the game. Yeah, actually both halves when he first came in, where he just it went back to ISO Jeremy and he was not getting any separation or anything on those.
well,
Uh,
yeah, and he got a little too deep a couple of times and had some really bad turnovers. Um,
and then
out of those drives, so it was
and,
pretty rough.
and then outside of I mean, he came back in with a minute left to get garbage minutes, but Chris Murray played like a minute and then he got taken out for an offensive possession at the end of a quarter and never came back in until that garbage minute. Um, Matisse Thybulle played 21 minutes in this game. I thought for the most part he was pretty uh, pretty much missing from this game. I mean, he almost
Mhm.
had a couple steals that would have maybe had some
That's so
momentum
funny.
change.
I
Not
I I thought the exact same
did you?
thing.
Yeah.
I was like, is there a stat for almost stealing the
Yeah.
ball? Because he would have had like two or three of those. I thought the
Right.
exact same thing.
Yeah, there was a couple times where he made a really good read on the ball, just didn't get there in time, and that's something he is pretty good at usually
Oh, he's
is
great at it. Yeah.
reading that and picking off those cross court passes or whatever. But he just like there was a couple he missed, and then he got taken out of the play, and then the Spurs had an advantage. So, but yeah, I mean he hit the 1-3, shot three of them. But yeah, it's I don't know. He's had a pretty good season since he came back from injury, but man, yeah, just uh, when it's a common theme of all these guys like not producing anything, it's it's just tough to wonder where this offense is gonna go to if it's not Denny. So
Well, right, and then I mean, heaven forbid Denny have an off night, and
right,
you're in a lot of trouble,
yeah,
right?
right,
Like it could have been way worse tonight.
or knock on wood, he's injured and can't really do much next game. So
Yeah,
yeah.
don't want to hear that. Mm.
And then the only other guy we need to talk about is Shaden Sharp. Was really hoping that he could come in and spark the offense because the offense was looking pretty abysmal, but he goes 4 for 13, including 0 for 4 from threes. He also took a couple of really bad 3-point shots. In the second half, he tried to drive a couple times. Felt like he got fouled on a couple of them, but just
Yeah,
not a not a great game from him overall. And he fell a couple times. He's just got to find a way to get stronger in the legs this offseason because that is a problem of his. And just he has had a really good defensive impact um, since he came back from that injury. I felt like he's been really good on that end, but today didn't really have that happen. But as People's Mix
yeah.
says in chat, Sharp's whistle is crazy, and that's in a bad way. Uh, I don't know if he needs to play it up more or something, but yeah, he just does not get a call. And I mean, part of that might have been at the times he drove were like right after the crowd was like super upset at previous
Mm.
calls, and like so maybe a little bit of that is the refs, letting
Yeah.
it play a little bit after that. But man, that happened a lot in this game where the crowd was all over the refs and they seem to give them a call or not call something right after that. But I didn't think the refs were great for either team in this one, obviously. But
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think they're like a
Nothing
huge factor.
nothing egregious stood out either way.
Mm.
So yeah, I agree about the refs. And by the way, side note about the fans, I always deduct like 2 fan points away if you're getting too caught up in the ole 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 song. Like just I'm old school like that. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. Like just the
At least
game is
it's
here.
unique to just them in terms of basketball. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So is that it for players?
yeah. I think that's it for players. So yeah, let's get
Okay,
caught
so
up.
what do you well let's talk about the series now. So it's one
Well, let me
so
get
it's
caught up
one
with
zero.
the donations real quick.
Oh yeah, get caught up. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so
By the way, I can't see it. How many people are in here right now?
124.
Hey, thank you guys so much. It's look, I told Eric this for 3 years. I'm like, everybody who's here on Ripsy Retro is here because of Eric. So I know that.
No,
So
come
the fact that you guys are live streaming, um, like I get to benefit from that because you guys are here too. I mean, not you guys are here too because I'm here while Eric's here. So I know that everything that comes to the channel is because Eric's here. But just thank you guys for being here and kind of checking us and this channel out for a post game. 124 of you. That's really cool. I think if nothing else, it just speaks to And Eric, I've been telling you this for 3 years. Like, it just speaks to how much people love you,
Oh,
and
stop. All right,
what a
that's
good guy
enough
you
Eric
are.
praise for tonight. I don't like
What's
that.
that?
That's
What's
enough
that?
Eric praise for tonight. Thank
No,
you.
no, 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 no,
No,
no,
no,
no. You're
come on.
no, you're gonna
No,
suffer.
no.
Um, like, everybody loves you, and I hope that you take, like, I hope that you soak in every donation and every like on the channel. Which, by the way,
I
we
will.
could get a few more likes up for Eric, couldn't we? Couldn't we do that? Won't you like the stream for little Eric? Um, but I feel like Sally Struthers. Um, but anyway, but yeah, I hope you take all this as a huge compliment, Eric, because people love you.
I do.
Um,
I do. And
so
this
okay,
is
good,
not,
good.
yeah, this is not, I don't take any of this lightly. Like, I do really appreciate everyone that's reached out, and everyone, once again, this isn't a sad day. It's the start of a new chapter. And, I mean, it is very bittersweet. I still wish things could have been different over at Blazers Uprise, but we're gonna have some fun, and appreciate that, Rich, and everyone in
Sure.
chat today. And yeah, I mean, I don't care if we get, you know, no likes and there's one of you in chat. Uh, like
That might be a little bad. That
oh,
might be a bad sign.
but I would still enjoy it with that one person, and we could have a personal conversation, right? With just
Yeah, but
you and I
that
and
would
him.
be that would be like your mom
Yeah.
or
Well,
Alex Wolf.
yeah. But yeah, so like we're not gonna worry about that, and if you guys like the channel and stuff like that, like Rich
Hey,
said, like leaving a like is
I
the way you can support
yeah,
that. But yeah,
it's totally free. You know what? I may have told you this story before, but when I was like 8 years old, my birthday's in November. So I grew up in West Virginia, so it's super snowy there in November, and my parents planned a birthday party at a Burger King for my birthday, and we had a blizzard, and only 3 kids came out of, like, I don't know, like 40 or 50 kids invited, and I was so mad. I was really mad, and I was like 8 years old or whatever. And the other 3 boys who came, they were there. Their parents dredged them out in the snow and all that. And my dad took me down the hallway because he saw I was kind of pouting a little bit. And he took me down the hall, and he said to me, he said, "I know you're disappointed because there's not more people here." He was like, "But those 3 boys, they came to be here with you on your birthday, and you need to focus on who is here and not focus on who's not here."
great advice.
And like, I like that, I don't know, like, just a switch went off, and I went out, and we had the best time. And I always, like, I shifted my thought process
Hmm.
from that event, and really just, like, whoever's here, like, just so appreciate the people that are here. All of your guys super chats, you have just exceeded any donations that this channel has ever gotten in one night. So thank you so much. And obviously, as I've said before, like, Eric is going to get 50% of everything that this channel generates in perpetuity. Um, but yeah, so that just that, this reminds me of that situation with my dad. So no matter how many people are here, I'm just really grateful for, like, anybody that's ever here, anybody that ever checks out, our videos, or says something about the stupid little intros I make, things like that.
Yeah,
Again, gonna reiterate, would love for you guys to check out our Jailblazers commentary video where we break down the Trailblazer stock. But yeah, but just it's exciting. I mean, 124 people to me, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I don't have enough dip for all that many people. So it's great to have everybody here.
yeah. So Mike Worstling donated $50, Rich.
$50,
I
Mike.
I think he meant to do $4.99. He put an extra nine, so sorry about that. But
Did he really?
nah, just
Did he
kidding.
really?
I don't know. But,
Oh,
like,
okay.
that's the only reason to explain why someone would do that, right? They accidentally hit an
I,
extra nine and
I
meant
mean,
refund. But,
Mike, please say something.
but there,
I hope you didn't do that.
No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, there's
Okay.
no message involved with it, so I went back and
Oh,
looked, and the only other thing he said in chat was looking forward to watching future post game shows. So thank you so much, Mike.
that's
Appreciate
because
that. Yeah.
Mike is severely disappointed with how this one is going. So he's looking forward to future shows
Yeah. Come
where it will get better, Mike. I promise, maybe.
on.
Um,
Yeah.
but Mike, thank you. What a generous donation. Really appreciate that.
Yes.
Does that catch us up?
Well, Mac Mall wants us to keep putting up polls asking if we can get to a certain number of likes.
Oh, I mean,
No,
I don't know
I'm
how to
joking.
do that.
I'm joking.
So go for it.
He's saying not
Oh,
to do that because that's something
okay.
that used to happen elsewhere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 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 But anyways, then the other thing is Pim Arose. He donated $10. Says, "Do you think Rob could do some low post action on Wemby, or is the Spurs help defense too good?"
What are we calling that though? You mean like defending Wimby? I mean, I guess that's it,
I think
right?
he's asking if you could throw it into the post on Rob and maybe have him attack Wemby in the post.
Does Rob have a bag?
I think
I mean, is
he
it a bag
did.
or just kind of like a zipper on like a jacket?
He used to. Here's the problem. I don't. There's like when Chet came into the league, his first summer league, he played a game against do you remember Kenneth Lofton Jr.? Baseball player Kenny Lofton's son. He's like kind of
I
like
don't remember junior. I remember senior.
he was like this like short big man, like kind of Charles Barkley-esque body,
Okay.
where he was like beefy, but he's like a big man, but not like he was a center, but he wasn't 7 feet tall. He was like 6'6" and
Oh,
more.
so he didn't play. Oh, I'm sorry. So he didn't play baseball like his old man. He
No,
played
no, he was a
basketball.
basketball player.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, as Colin says in chat, he was Zion without the vertical leap. But anyways, there was like a summer league where he just
So wait, Zion without the vertical leap. So Zion now, like that's just Zion, right?
yeah. Oh, Zion can still get up sometimes.
I
But
know it's crazy.
but anyways, like
How is that called?
he would just take Chet into the post, and I guess he did this against Wemby too. But like he would body him and spin and just like get right into him and just shove him out of the way, but not like in a fouling
Okay.
way.
Okay.
And it was pretty effective because Chet is like a beanpole and he couldn't do anything to stop it. And the problem is the Blazers don't really have anyone that can do that to Wemby. Their bigs aren't really that type of big. I don't think Rob is, and I don't think
Do you
Klingon
think? Do you
is.
think Donovan? Do you not think Klingon couldn't bang with him some?
I mean, he could a little bit, but he's not. I mean, Wemby. If I'm Wemby, I just stand there and let him do a bunch of moves and just kind of then wait till he shoots and block it. Like I don't think you have to even try to be physical or absorb his contact or whatever. So
Well, there were a couple of times tonight where the Blazers completely had Wemby locked up, and he was just like, "Okay, fine,"
yeah,
and then just laid it in. Like, oh
yeah.
my god. So I mean, you do just about everything right,
Hmm.
and then he's able to just lean and get those easy stick ins. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Um,
Helicon says
I
keep bumping him until he's behind the rim so he can't contest. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Yeah.
Um, so can we quickly just touch on? Well, I want to get what is your after game one being down 0-1 now. What are your thoughts on the series? Like watching this one game, does this give you any hope for the Blazers to be able to compete, get a game, get two games? Like, how are you feeling after tonight's game? And did it go how you thought it was going to go?
Um, I mean, if you're thinking about it logically, yes, it felt like the Spurs were going to pretty easily beat us. Um,
But if you're thinking about it delusionally, Eric,
Yeah, as a fan, you think, well, if Denny does what he does against the Suns, and we hit a bunch of threes,
maybe.
then maybe. So, I guess if we're talking about that hope word, you could look at, the Blazers shot like crap from three today. So shoot, maybe they catch fire in three one of the next couple games, and then it's like a 1-1 or 2-1 series, and we have game four at home, and you're maybe pumped because we can get it. Just give us one of those two home games where it feels like we're still in the series and not down 3-0 going into the fourth game and wondering if we're going to get
Well,
a
make it
gentleman
be.
sweep.
Yeah, make it be the third game.
Yeah.
I never like those fourth game down 3-0. The team's going to get on a plane. Are the Blazers going to follow?
Yeah.
No, I'd rather
And then
I'd
you have
rather
to
get
hear
the game three win and then get gut punched in game four. I'd rather do it that order than the other.
I hate the why not us? Why can't we be the first one every time someone gets down 3-0? It's like the seventh seed, like the Blazers.
Somebody,
Situation to be
somebody's got to be first, Ernie.
yeah,
One of these days, somebody's gonna do it. Like, yeah, I agree. Like, why not us? Well, because the history of the league says it doesn't happen.
yeah,
Man, those couple of times where it's been close, though, like, I don't know if you remember, but when the Denver Nuggets came back on the Utah Jazz down 3-0 to go to game seven, they got blown out in game seven. But I thought it was possibly going to happen then. And then when the Blazers, came back from 3-0 against the Mavericks and had a fourth quarter lead, I was like, oh my gosh, we're going to do this. Yes, finally, some lore in NBA history that is good for us. So yeah, there's only been a couple of times where teams have really made a go of it.
yeah.
Oh, and obviously, a couple years ago, what was it?
It was Boston, Miami.
Boston, Miami, right? Miami got up 3-0, and then it looked like Boston was going to be the first team to do it, and then Miami just went in there and punched them in the mouth and won that game seven. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's never happened, but at some point, Eric, somebody
we're gonna be
who
the
is out here saying, yeah, at some point, somebody out there saying, why not us, is going to be correct. Just statistically, it's going to happen at some point. But I really don't want to give it a shot this year. I don't want us to
yeah.
be in that position.
So yeah, I think
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I just think the only chance the Blazers have is to hit a decent amount of threes and to play with a little bit of urgency like they did in that fourth quarter when they started to maybe make San Antonio a little scared about a comeback with like 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're a team that cannot go through lulls where they're not scoring and giving up offensive rebounds and falling asleep on defense and stuff. So they need to find a way to be able to stay focused pretty much the entire game and play with a little bit of urgency. And if they hit some shots, I think maybe you can stay in a game and maybe steal the next one. But I just if the Spurs win the next game, it's going to be really tough.
So what I'm hearing you say is Dame should be questionable for game two.
Yeah, I mean,
Did
I
you
would
not hear
love that. There was the joke. There was the joke. Yeah,
I know. Tiago said that the other day. It was funny.
I know Dame said he was sitting out the whole thing, but that would be so awesome if he played. But
Oh, I mean, they would have to catch fire and make it to like a conference finals before like any true rumbling or anything like that. Um, so to me, in my opinion, I looked at this game tonight and I was like, they should not, they shouldn't hang their head over this game. I don't feel like, I mean, yes, the Spurs had some crazy stretches where we looked severely outmatched. And, on those highlight plays of Wemby, I mean, it's going to look that way. I mean, he's just going to have those moments. He's just that good. But in terms of whether we can compete, I mean, I can squint and see how we can compete. and get a game or two. I came away from tonight's game feeling like I don't think they're going to get swept. I think they're going to win a game, and I think it's going to be, you know, it's going to be sometime in these next three games
Hmm.
because it would have to be. Um, but no, all kidding aside, I just feel like at some point the Blazers are going to catch fire from three and catch the Spurs a little flat footed. Maybe that will be in a game three when they're back home, all that. But I came away from tonight's game. They certainly shouldn't feel like Phoenix, you know, after what happened to Phoenix today. So, yeah, I feel good about what happened today. It was not unexpected. Um, and those lulls, man. I mean, if we shore up things and have a little more attention to detail, and don't let players like Cornette go crazy on us, and then if Denny can get some help along the way,
Hmm.
and I definitely look for a real step up game from Drew Holiday in the next game. Of all the guys who had a bad game today, Drew is the guy that I look at who I'm like, yeah, you could probably pencil in a pretty good game for Drew in game two.
Yeah, man. If he has a better game tonight, we might be talking about this game a lot different. So it was tough for him to have such a bad game because
Yeah.
we really needed his veteran presence and leadership with all these people out. And he might have done a good job of leading or whatever, but not actually producing in this game. He was pretty bad.
Where you want to go from here? If we don't have any more donations to read, do you want to just give like a quick overall of your impression of the playoffs for the first 2 days? I mean, it's kind of chalky. I mean, the Lakers won, but kind of expected that with Durant out. But
Yeah, that was
and obviously Orlando won
yeah.
in Detroit, which was huge. But other than that, it's very chalky. What would have been your impressions?
Yeah, a lot of people picked Atlanta to upset the Knicks, and the Knicks
I,
somehow
I
squeaked
liked
that
I
game
liked
out.
Atlanta too. Yeah.
Yeah, I think obviously Boston looked pretty good today. A lot of
Oh
people,
yeah.
that's the other team that people are picking to come out of the East. Pistons did not look good. Houston, that was just such a shock when they announced Durant wasn't playing all of a sudden. Like, I don't think many people even knew he was injured or whatever. So
Yeah.
when he didn't suit up, that was tough. And then yeah, um, but yeah, overall, not. I don't know. Yeah, like you said, pretty chalky, but
And there's been no real like playoff moment yet from I was hoping like looking at all the games that had taken place, I was like, oh, there's got to be one, right? There's got to be like one dramatic, you know, fourth quarter crunch time moment. Like, why not us? Like that kind of thing. So I was saying, why not us going into this game? But
the biggest moment
um,
is CJ kicking Jalen Brunson in the balls.
wow, I completely missed that.
Oh yeah,
Um, I have I have NBA ball kicking saved on Twitter, and I did not get a notification, so I missed that. But in honor of WrestleMania this weekend, I completely, you know, who kicked who? CJ kicked Jalen.
yeah,
Okay, so Jason Quick is going to have an article out tomorrow about it, right?
sure.
Talk, CJ is a dirty player. Like, okay, we get it, we get it,
He's
Jason.
always bordered on.
Oh, he's always bordered on. He's always had a testicle affection. Okay, that's enough. Um, but yes, I did miss that. So I missed that, and I'm one of those people that was thinking that the Hawks could be pretty scrappy against that Nick team, and it's just one game, so we'll see what happens. But
Yeah, this
yeah,
this
but
Spurs team looked pretty
pretty
good tonight too.
lackluster start. What? Say again?
The Spurs look pretty good tonight too.
Yeah, yeah, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Not 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 a surprise.
Oh,
And I did make, just for people who are curious, I did make a banner for tonight's episode, for tonight's stream, that said Blazers shock Spurs lead series 1-0, that Eric has now put in the trash on his computer, because I wanted us to have both, like, just in case, like, not a big delay. And felt kind of silly making it, but I was like, yeah, that's right, doggone it, Blazers shock Spurs. eh, Anyway.
yeah. So, yeah, tough game. But yeah, the other news that you want to talk about, and I couldn't wait to talk about this too. Um, I thought maybe there was just some weird vendettas against the new owner, being like, it just seemed like they were randomly picking on him for weird things or coming up with rumors. But there is
Sure.
now, in the last week, four things that have come up, and let me
Why
just
don't you why don't you run them
go
down?
through
Please
all
run
of
them down.
them. The first
Okay.
was the after the Blazers play-in game um,
In
against
Phoenix.
in Phoenix. Did you hear about this, Rich?
I did, yeah.
Okay. So apparently, the staff at the hotel was asked to check out of their,
Not the hotel staff,
not the hotel
the
staff, the
Blazers
Blazers
team
staff,
staff.
yeah, was
Yeah.
asked to check out of their rooms instead of having a late checkout for the flight, and forced to just wait around in the lobby for hours instead of in their rooms, because the team did not want to pay for the late checkout option. Um,
which
so
which amounted to hundreds of dollars.
yeah, okay, and then there's a rumor that Tom Dundon is trying to find a coach that is willing to accept $1 to $1.5 million for his next contract, which is insane considering, um, like the average first time coach makes about 4 million a year.
Yeah.
So we're talking 25-30% of what they should be paying, and then he's looking at, like, kind of under the radar college coaches, but even those guys make more than $1 million
Yeah.
a year. So how are
Yeah.
you going to, what? I was like, that's almost one of those stories that's like, there's no way that's true. Like,
You're like, this cannot be true,
there's gotta be a
right?
misprint, or someone's just spreading some rumor to make them look bad. Jody's and Burt Colder out there spreading these horrible rumors. And then, uh,
Phil Knight is just like putting stuff out. Not that they put in a bid, but anyway. Oh, it's funny.
um,
What are the other stories?
okay, and then, oh,
We've
sorry, I was
got,
just
we've
reading
got the
chat.
hotel. We've
Um,
got the hotel. We've got the coaching.
yes, and then, it comes
Oh,
out that the Blazers are not going to do T-shirts for, and this made a lot of fans mad, um, and so
so
they're
tell me about this. So tell me about this. With me being from out of town,
okay.
and you're there, tell me about the desperate intensity of the T-shirt, like
Well,
not being given.
okay. I mean, we all watched the game tonight. How cool was that? How many fans participated in that?
It was pretty cool.
The broadcast even made fun of one fan in a section that was wearing the wrong color or something like that. Um, and but man, that was, not only did they have shirts in that game, but they got everyone to wear the shirts pretty much. And
Mm-hmm.
that stadium looked incredible tonight. You have to hand it to them, despite your annoyance with the Olay thing.
Hey, listen, I didn't like the Ole Ole, but I thought the color coordination was
Yeah,
pretty awesome.
that was pretty
Yeah.
cool. And
Yeah.
Man, I don't know when it started, Rich, but I mean, I looked in my closet a few days ago. I saw like a 2015 playoff shirt, and like it's just I remember the 2019 run getting several shirts during that, and man, it's so cool to. I mean, not that the shirts are ever that great, but I have like a pretty good collection of shirts from playoff games or going to games. Sometimes they give them out. Like I think they give them out sometimes at the first game of the year. Um, for a while, they were giving them out a lot. But uh, and and it's one thing if they were saving a ton of money, but as people are pointing out in chat, there's usually a sponsor or some sort of name on the shirt as well as having some sort of cool Blazer logo.
That's what I thought.
So
Yeah.
they're the ones that fork over the money. But so very quickly, their alternate governor, he steps in on Twitter and announces, "Don't worry, we're doing something really cool for
We're doing
everyone.
something.
We're not doing
Yeah.
T-shirts, but you're all gonna love it or whatever."
Well, and he
And
also said you won't be able to wear it, but you want to make
yeah,
sure people see it.
yeah.
Like,
So I don't know if
okay.
that means towels or what. I mean, I'm
Feels like
hoping
towels. Yeah.
they've done the like light up clacker things, but they did those in addition to shirts before. So like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that looks cool and stuff, but I mean, it's not something that fans are going to go crazy for if it's something that they've already done, but they don't get shirts on top of that. So
But Eric, so okay, so with these things though, someone could play devil's advocate and say, okay, all of these cost cutting, little penny pinching things, like it's not going to affect the product on the court.
yeah,
It's not going to affect any of the players, right?
well, that's the thing. I mean,
Oh, well,
apparently,
there's that fourth story.
well, I mean, it didn't really matter, but just going back to the shirts.
Oh,
So,
okay,
uh,
you're very upset about the
well,
shirts. I
Gregory says
understand.
shirts are usually a size medium, anyways. That's true. Like it's really hard to get the sizing down. That's why the cool teams will have some sort of exchange where you can change it in for the right size if it's not the
Oh,
right one.
cool. Oh, that's
Um,
nice.
the Blazers do that. There is a booth you can go to if you're a season ticket holder and do that. They
Okay.
used to do it for everyone back in the day. But so there is one on the concourse, like Rare Nathan says, but typically they make sure you're a season ticket holder for that. But I've I'm as you mentioned earlier, I'm a very large man, so but
You
I
flatter
really
yourself,
I really
sir.
wanted to I really wanted to have shirts for those shirts. Like you go to a game, you see a cool shirt, and I like wearing all kinds of different shirts on the show as well.
Yeah.
So it's fun to have an array of those to wear, and so I usually have to go and I ask for like a bigger size, so that it usually isn't a problem. But yeah,
It's a bad look. It's I just I don't understand it. I don't understand it. But anyway, that'll probably be part of my overall opinion of it.
yeah, and then
Now get to the fourth story that came out.
and then today it was announced that the Blazers are the only playoff team that did not allow their two-way guys on the flight to San Antonio, left them at home and didn't let them come and enjoy the experience with the team. And also, I think there was some like Casey Holdall wasn't allowed. He's the team reporter or whatever. Seems weird. And
Well,
then
I'm down with that.
there was
No, I'm
I
just
think
kidding.
someone said a photographer wasn't allowed on the plane either, and just kind of weird.
Okay.
Here's the thing though, like okay, they charter a plane to go down there. It
Yeah, but
is
if
it.
they're extrapolating from that, hotel rooms and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
yeah. There's rooms and
but
things, but
it's
is that really that? It's not saving you that much money, man.
no, he's not. He's
And
not.
and the team makes money overall. Like, so it's not like you're making the difference between like being in the green and the red, you know?
Yeah. So this was this was a cute story in the beginning. By the time we got to the coaching story, it was a little like, wait, what? Like, okay, this is a dude that has dealt with a hockey team in North Carolina, close to where I came from in West Virginia. So I know a lot about that region of the country. So okay, my thinking was Dundon and his team is going to have to learn the NBA and realize you can't moneyball moneyball hockey the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are a lot there are a lot of things just with the NBA in general, and this and there might be some people saying, I actually saw this online. I saw somebody saying, oh, Blazer fans are complaining now, and they didn't realize that complaining about Jody all this time, who spent money, they complained about Jody, but then you get this guy, and it's like, well, like, if Dundon is going to be cheap, okay, and again, I said it early in the stream, I give everybody a chance. Everybody that comes to the team, whether it's ownership, whether it's management, whether it's a player, I give everybody a chance, and I want them to do well. I want Dundon to do well, and I love Panda Express. Just side note, the orange chicken is delightful. Um, but you you have to be careful with this stuff because players extrapolate from all of these things, and they start to wonder if this is going to trickle down to them. But that's not the number one concern that I have. And here's my analogy that I teased early in the show. Eric, you are 6'6", right? You're 6'6".
Mm-hmm.
I am 6'2", so I am like man size, but I'm like a child standing next to you. It was very humiliating when you came into town during the summer. But I just look like one of your
You're not
kids.
you're not a small person either.
No, I'm not, but I mean 6'2" is good size. But anyway, so I just want to shout out our little kings out there who are like, I don't want to throw in too many people. Let's say you're a guy that's like 5'1", okay? You're a guy who's 5'1". Your parents did not take the proper vitamins. Maybe you were stunted as a child. Maybe they gave you coffee in kindergarten. Just something, right? So intrinsically there are things that I need to do to bridge the gap, to make myself as attractive as possible. And trust me, I live in Los Angeles. I've been mingling in the entertainment industry for over 25 years now. I have seen a lot of dudes where I have thought to myself, he must be loaded or has some sort of power or influence or something, because who is on his arm? This does not match. Okay. That is where we are. We are the short person looking for a date, and we need to do everything that we can to make ourselves look as attractive as possible. What does that mean? Paul Allen was the first NBA owner ever to have a private plane. Okay? That made our player travel a lot better, and it was also it caught the attention of other players in the league. They're like, Portland's got their own plane. They've got their own plane. Yeah. When you look at other things like Portland's state sales tax, the fact that it rains a lot, the racial diversity or lack thereof when compared to other teams in the NBA, like this nickel and diming thing on amenities or taking care of people or treating people the right way or not looking like you're cheap is not really something that we as Portland in being an NBA franchise and attracting players to come to our team, it's not something that we can get away with, if that makes sense. Like, we have to be on our P's and Q's and do everything. Like, I mean, it's not like Ryan Gosling just showing up and didn't take a shower and stuff like that. Like we gotta shower and make sure that, our money's right and all that kind of stuff, right? Like, to make ourselves as attractive as possible. So I'm starting to be a little concerned. It's way early. And I'm also hoping that this is all part of a learning curve for Dundon and his team. And they end up realizing, dude, you're going to have to spend money on a coach. And you're going to have to do these things to take care of people at the very, very, and the thing about it now is knives are out already. Like this now is like, people are going to be looking for stories like this because it's already becoming a thing. It's becoming a narrative. So I hope it's just a learning curve situation. But there's been a couple of things already that have kind of caught my attention, and I don't know. I don't know how you feel. I'm a little concerned because there's a reason that Miami Heat players, like, it's Miami. They have no state sales tax. It's Miami. And the women that are walking around Miami, there's a reason that the Miami Heat subject you to a body fat percentage test. And you're like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. So they are in a position where they've got all the goodies that they can attract you there with, and you can deal with some harsher treatment. We can't get away with that stuff here. So I'm not saying we need an owner with deep pockets like Paul Allen, because there's only, like, I mean, Ballmer, right? So it's not like we're going to find another one of those. But I don't know. I'm concerned. It's got my attention. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely not a good like first few week impression. And it's reminding me a lot of I mean, this is a little bit later on, but when the Blazers started doing bad in Chauncey's first year, and it's like, oh, see, shouldn't have gotten rid of Stotts. It's like multiple things can be true. It doesn't mean that just because we all wanted a new owner and a new way of looking at things and stuff like that, it doesn't mean we got something better. It's not always greener. And so no one wanted a worse owner. And so hopefully that's not the case. And
by all accounts, what they say is that Dundon is someone who really values the players and will spare no expense paying for the players. But he finds ways to cut corners in other places. But the problem with that is, are you going to cut corners in places that are going to impact whether players want to come to your team?
Yeah. And then, see, here's where I'll kind of give him a pass. I do think if you go cheap on a coach, you're not going to get a good enough candidate. And then even if you do, it's like, man, if this coach is doing a good job, why would he stay here? If you're only paying him $1 million, he's going to bounce the first time another team calls.
Not only that, what sort of credibility does he have with his players?
Yeah.
Like, to stop a mutiny?
Yeah, I mean,
or
most
anything
coaches
like
make
that, because
less
it's
than their
like, oh,
players
well,
anyway. But
you're making what, 1.5?
I don't,
Like, if they don't feel comfortable enough with, hey, this coach has a 5 year $25 million deal, they're not going to throw him overboard, because I'm not getting along with him. You know what I mean? Like, I I don't know. Like, I worry about that too. I worry about a coach's credibility with his players if he's so underpaid. Not that they would disrespect him for the amount that he's making per se, but it's just that lack of security. Not like in terms of the years or a guaranteed contract or anything like that. Like, that's guaranteed, but the higher the number, the more of an investment that the team has made in that coach, and that sends a message to your players.
yeah. Um. So maybe that. I mean, who's going to do it for that price, Rich? Like, even $1.5 million. Like,
1.15. God.
I mean, it seems ridiculous that, oh, how are you going to find someone to pay $1.5 million? But I mean, it is ridiculous when you look at it like just as an example. So, man, I don't know what they're going to do. But I mean,
Do you think Tiago could make that somewhere as an assistant?
yeah, I mean,
I think he could get pretty close.
I mean, I would. He's got to be. I mean, it's maybe not 1 million, but I'm sure it's pretty close. It's not that far off from being his the amount he got to come over here as an assistant coach. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not trying to just like, lean into the popular
975K.
topic.
So, yeah.
What's that?
975 he makes this year. That was just
Okay.
for being an assistant. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to lean into the hot popular topic that everybody's talking about. If I thought it was a nothing burger, I would say so. And when I heard the coaching thing, my first thought was, okay, well, that's just crazy. Like, that can't be,
No.
that's just not reality. Like,
Someone misheard a number. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, somebody misheard a number. But then you hear these other couple of stories, and it just gives more credence to the other story. So I don't know. Again, like I said, I'm going to hope for the best and hope that
Uh,
that it's just a learning curve for Dundon and his management team, and especially, when you consider the market and the way that you treat people and things like that. Like, you know, you can't get away with that stuff, and we don't have the perks that many NBA cities do that we can lean on. So the ways that we make up for that is player experience, amenities, look at our facilities, so on and so forth. And then obviously you get a rabid fan base where if you bring a winner to this team, oh my gosh, I mean, the city will love you as long as you don't get in like all kinds of weird trouble and things like that. Um, but again, watch our episode on the Jailblazers. But but yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's got my attention, and I will be very curious to see what they give out for games 3 and 4. Are you going to
yeah.
go? By the way,
Um, I was gonna go to game 3.
that's
Just
Friday, right?
yeah,
Okay.
it's always something. But so my daughter this last Friday just started basketball league, another basketball league that she's in,
Hmm.
and I'm coaching that, and it's our second practice, and first game is the next morning on Saturday. Don't
Okay.
I So it's from 6 to 7. So I'm gonna still be back in time to watch the full game, but
And then
could
stream
yeah, and
with
then
me
stream.
after.
But it would have been hard to make it to the game, and so unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to make it to that one.
Ah, that sucks. Is your
But yeah,
mom going?
yeah, my mom's going for sure.
Great.
And I'm also I'll just let everyone know I'm gonna be gone for a week in May, so I was gonna miss like already 2 games and a practice from that team, so I was like, oh man, I feel bad like missing more. So, and I really
Well, I'll get crushables in here for the Western Conference Finals.
and yeah, when we go, but yeah, I really enjoy coaching too. So like I'm not like upset about it. I still get to watch the game and stuff. But it does. I
Sure.
was looking forward to going to the game with my mom. But it
Eh,
also one of the things though is it's always tough to navigate because it's probably close to an hour between like max and getting out of the arena and stuff before I get home after a game when I attend.
uh-huh.
And so it's like, what do you do? Do you um, wait for me to get home and stuff? So yeah, it's always tough to navigate that. But yeah, I'll definitely be at the championship parade. And my wife and I are going on a vacation without the kids in May. But
Oh.
I already told her that if the Blazers were somehow still in the playoffs, I'm sorry, but I got to stream. So yeah, she
So wait,
knows.
so you and the wife are going on vacation without the kids in May? Where are you going to go to?
It's place just north of Cancun.
Oh, wow, nice. Okay,
Yeah,
so May. So June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. So baby in February. That's great. Congratulations, Eric.
Rich.
We all expect a channel baby.
I'm
So go make it happen.
no, I can no longer have children. I have 3, and I've been fixed. So yeah,
Aw.
yeah.
Well, I hear you're much happier that way. Like, or at least that's what they said about my dog. So hopefully you're happier. This has
Uh,
just descended into nonsense,
rare,
which
Na-
is exactly what this channel is going to be, probably.
rare Nathan.
Um,
The wife and I have been there twice. She actually likes going there. So yeah, that's not. I know you made that as a joke, but that's actually something we do do.
yes, and low key, I did catch the just north of Cancun, so still secret, undisclosed location, but
Yeah.
still, yes. Um, do we have before we kind of wind things down? Are there any other donations, or did we get to everything?
I think we've got them all.
Okay, we got them all. And where are we at on likes on the channel? Before I beg incessantly for likes on the video.
No, don't do that.
Where are we at?
I don't see the likes. So I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, give a like. Um, any other thoughts on our maiden live stream here on this channel?
Oh, people are saying 130 now, 131 likes. Thank you so much,
Nice.
guys.
Thank you guys. That's so
That's awesome.
nice. Very
Um,
cool. Thank you.
no, man,
I'm
it's
sure,
fun.
I'm sure somebody just said 129. I'm taking it off.
um, but no, I do want to open it up to chat for a little bit if you guys have
Yeah,
any
I
questions
can.
from us.
Yeah, go
And
for it.
once again, I'm sure some of you weren't around, but uh, Rich has on top of everything else that's wrong with Mr. Rich over there, he has
What a loaded statement.
eye problems, hence how he used to be known as Rich. He's 3, and
Yeah,
probably still should be,
because I
but
because I still see three. I have
yeah.
triple vision. Yeah.
So he's not able to keep up with chat or read it very easily.
I mean, if it moves slowly or it's super chats, I could see it,
You can
but
put
it
it
just
on.
becomes too much.
He has to put it on like whatever, when you have the phone and you like
Oh,
move your
I need
fingers
my
out and
I
it
need my
goes to
phone
like
I need my
size
phone like right
100.
here.
Yeah, font where it's like 1 letter per row. It's so big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically, yeah.
Um, Liam asked how we met. Um,
I was
do you want to
I was
answer
on
that?
vacation. Yeah, sure. I was on vacation in Portland, and I just saw Eric dancing on top of this bar. No, I'm kidding. We met because of Blazers Uprise. I started following Eric on Twitter, and like a crazy person, Eric responded to people on Twitter, and like we developed like a little friendship there, talking Blazers, and then I got to the point where I wanted to start making content about like old stuff with the Blazers, and yeah, and that was it. And so we met like I think on Twitter. It was probably like uh, it was 2020, 2020, 2021, and then but I think we talked on the phone for the first time and started talking about possibly doing videos together in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, and yeah, Rich and I became friends just talking on there. We had a lot in common being kind of older Blazer fans, and um, you know, in addition to Rich, there's many of you, a lot of whom are watching right now, that I would consider, good friends of mine now after years of talking on Twitter, just like same kind of story as just Rich and I took our friendship to a little higher level. But yeah,
Yes, and the inevitable disillusion of our friendship and the backstabbing that will occur will be very painful.
right,
It'll be so sad when it happens,
right. And
for the
then
time being,
yeah,
it'll be
so
fun.
um, yeah, it's just and then for those I don't know, Rich and I had a chance to meet in person over the summer. He lives in LA, but I was down there on a family vacation and got to spend a couple times with Rich, and it was really nice to meet him in person. So, and then hopefully someday he can.
And we did, and what very important sporting event occurred on that trip?
Oh, you beating me in horse and pig? Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. How many letters did I have in pig?
I don't remember what it was. Nothing.
It was zero.
Yeah. Yep.
Not that I was counting or anything. Now, if we'd have played, you'd have beat me to smithereens because I'm disabled. So you'd have pounded me, but no, it was great when you were here. And yeah, I mean, you know, hopefully maybe sometime later this year I'll get up to Portland. That would be awesome.
Uh,
You still looking for questions in the
yeah.
chat?
Minimum Pulse
Okay.
says, "What's your opinion on the inevitable logjam at point guard next season? Do we sell high on Drew and hope Scoot keeps improving? Do you
I
have thoughts
mean,
on
it
that?"
wouldn't be us if it wasn't a backcourt logjam, right?
I kind of look at it next year. You don't know how much Dame is going to play, if he'll be out back to backs, if he'll have kind of minute restriction. He's also older. Drew missed some time this season. He's missed parts of several seasons now in a row. Hasn't been the healthiest guy throughout his career. So, both
But
those guys,
you're not wrong. You're not wrong to be concerned because
yeah,
Dame, Drew, Scoot, Shaden,
yeah.
like that's a lot.
But yeah, they're. I mean, two of those guys are 36. You don't have to play them huge minutes. I think it'd be fine. I almost
I think you can go into the season without making a decision yet.
yeah, and yeah, you can get away with Shade at the three for a few minutes. It does. It kind of feels like if they made a big move, it might be moving on from one of Scooter Sharp instead. But
Hmm.
I don't know, man. I think they're fine. I don't think it's because like if this was prime Dame and prime Drew and we had Scoot and jail,
Oh,
like I would be like, man, that's insane to keep all of them. But with the
yeah.
Blazers injury history and everything that's happened, I don't think it's that bad to have four of them. So yeah,
I think if anybody ends up getting placed into something, it's probably going to be Shaden, right?
yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see. Um, Anything else that you're seeing? I wish I could see it, but it's too small for me.
Um, Lazy Bandit says, if Dame was playing today, do you think we win? I know what Gregory said would think in chat, but
I mean, I think we still have the same problems in the game today. I mean, obviously, I mean, if Dame's playing, I mean, there's an opportunity for another guy to get hot alongside Denny, and now you've got a situation of maybe running a two-man game where Dame's gravity helps Denny, but it would not solve any of our issues on defense that we had in terms of the switchings getting back and things like that. So I this is not a game where I really came away deeply feeling Dame's absence. What about you?
yeah, I don't know how. I mean, obviously, him spacing the floor. I don't think we go 10 of 38 from three with Dame, but
That's
yeah,
true.
but
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree.
Um, oh, I do want to say one more thing about the Dundon thing, just to kind of wrap that up.
Sure.
Something that was not said by either of us, but I don't think a lot of this little stuff ends up mattering if we win. And I think
Sure. Oh
ultimately,
yeah, I agree.
I feel like that's kind of his mindset is cut corners everywhere, but make the team good. Like try to make the team as good as possible while also saving money elsewhere. And so um I do think that matters. Like if the team goes back to sucking in the lottery over the next couple of years and or never makes it further than round one and he's also being super cheap, I think people might turn on him a little bit. But as long as the team keeps improving or is looking like he does actually care about putting the product on the floor, I think that's good. And then you
Yeah.
combine that with, because that was the other thing. I heard that he was cutting door people or door like entrances that were going to be open at the next game or something. And
Ooh.
but I'd actually heard the opposite about him before. Is that he does like part of his cost cutting isn't necessarily like the fan experience. He wants people to get in quickly and be able to enjoy things around the arena and have that experience be good because that ultimately brings people in.
Yeah.
So I don't see him cutting that too much. I don't know. But
Yeah. I mean, I almost look at it like, if you're going to be so concerned that you're going to care about people checking out of their rooms earlier so you can save hundreds of dollars, like on its surface, I would almost look at it like, well, why aren't you just, I mean, as crucial as this sounds, and I don't want anybody to lose their job or anything like that, but I almost look at it like, well, why aren't you just eliminating a position then? Because if you consolidate things like that, then you can, maybe continue to do the things for the staff, let them have those late checkouts, things like that. I don't know. I do agree with you, and I regret that I didn't bring up the point. Obviously, winning changes everything. I guess I was just looking more in the aspect of we are not a championship product right now. So part of that championship product is going to be, convincing players to allow themselves to be traded here or, somebody coming on, an exception that we have or something like that. So I guess I'm still looking at the, our dating profile, so to speak, and like, do we look good enough on paper for somebody who's a difference maker to swipe right on us, like that kind of thing.
yeah,
That was kind of the point I was making.
yeah, absolutely. And yeah, so it's kind of a weird time because if he's trying to like streamline things and make it more efficient or whatever, it's gonna look bad, and he's not gonna get credit for this team, whatever happens this year, because
Right.
he hasn't
Right.
been part of it. So, but like going into the future, if he makes, um, like if he cuts a something trivial, or makes people check in or check out earlier or something, but trades for Giannis or something,
Yeah, nobody's gonna
yeah,
care.
yeah.
Yeah.
So then it goes back to, well, he's saving all his resources for putting the best product on the court. So, um,
We hope.
yeah. So
We
that's
hope.
that's what I want to see, and so like
'Cause it's
next,
not it's not like it's not like the I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not super up on hockey, but hockey doesn't have like a second apron situation.
Greg says Phil Dundon put out a lowball offer for next coach so he could double his offer to Thiago and still come up with a discount. Ends up paying
That's
Thiago
interesting.
3. That might be the case, because so that was the other rumor, is that he offered Thiago an extension, and Thiago felt insulted because it was a lowball. So yeah, we'll see if Thiago accepts that or not.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Anything else, or
yeah,
should we call it a night?
yep. Um, Talking about, some people are saying Calabro might go back to the Sonics when they
Oh, I
come
could
back with
totally
it.
see that.
Yeah, I think
Totally
I
see
think
that.
maybe he goes back for a year or two and then retires.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, from a narrative standpoint, that kind of feels like a good story for Calabro.
Yeah,
Just got to get. Is Marcus Johnson still alive? I don't want to misspeak, but is Marcus Johnson still with us? Because man, did you ever listen to them call games together?
I think he is. I think he's.
I think he's an executive somewhere or something.
Isn't
I feel
he?
like he's affiliated with some team.
Isn't he announcer with the Bucks?
Well, I mean, I knew that he was for a time. I just don't
Yeah,
know where he is these days. But anyway, the two of them were fantastic calling games together for the Sonics. They used to have so much fun, regardless of the score and regardless of what was going on. They just made each other laugh, and boy, that was a lot of fun. So
so
I could see that. Good question by Calabro.
here's
And then we will only pay 50,000 for a new television play-by-play guy.
yeah, or we're just gonna have like one person just do everything.
Oh, oh, the simulcast.
Yeah. Uh, did Yeah, if that's the same Marquise Johnson. Yeah. So I just looked this up. So someone brought up Ben McCollum in the chat. That's the Iowa coach. Iowa
Okay.
had a nice little run in
Yeah,
the
had a great run. Yeah.
NCAA tournament this year. So that was one of the names, is like kind of under the radar, not like a huge name from
But
college,
would
but
he?
maybe you could go.
But
So
after that run, would
yeah.
would he
Well,
take 1.5
I
million?
just looked this up, Rich. He is making this year, before making this run, which will probably get a little bump because that's how it works. You play
Eh.
offers from other teams to going up, right?
Wait, can I get? Wait, I'm gonna guess.
Okay, go ahead and guess how much he made
I'm
this
gonna
year
get.
at Iowa.
Now, does this include like sponsorships? You know how they have
This includes
their
nothing but
sponsorships.
his salary at
Just
Iowa.
his
He
salary
probably he
at
probably
Iowa.
receives like country club membership and a free house and cars and stuff
Okay.
on top of this,
Okay.
but this is just what he
Yeah.
makes salary wise. Yeah.
Doing commercials for the car dealership and winking and stuff like that. Uh oh man. I'm gonna say $4 million.
Not too far off. 3.35. That's the Iowa coach. This is his
Yeah.
first year at Iowa. He
And
came
not the
from
Iowa women's coach
he
because
came from Drake last year.
wow.
Um,
Wow.
you know, uh, why on earth
But
would he?
maybe he wants to take 1.5 to come coach the Blazers.
Yeah, like maybe you find someone that wants to get an NBA job that bad that they're the type. It would have to be someone who would never would have a chance otherwise to be in the
Or
NBA.
somebody who's like desperately trying to get back in the league. Like, mama, there goes that man.
But why can't
Back to coaching
why
in
can
the NBA.
Chris Murray's former team pay their coach 3.35 million, but the Blazers only have a 1 to 1.5 million budget? That is insanely bad. Like,
Ah.
please. Lazy Panda, that made me laugh. He says maybe he just wants the city to pay for the. Oh man.
He's like,
Oh,
Dundon's going to be like, well, we're going to talk about it. We're
if
going to talk about it.
if you
I would like to direct everyone to the give send go for the Blazers,
oh
the
man,
Blazers coach.
if he threatens to move, if the city doesn't pass a bill to pay the coach $3 million.
Oh man, yeah,
Yeah.
good stuff. Jason Quick, the hero. Who knew? Who knew? Quick sniffed this out by his moniker pretty quick. Like, do you like being liked? Because I got a feeling it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
Oh
apparently
man,
doesn't
that's
care.
funny.
It's low on his list of priorities, so
It is. It's low on his list of priorities. Oh man,
chill
yeah, that
out,
was funny.
Gregory. Jeez. Just
Gosh,
making a joke.
what's Gregory saying?
Nothing. No
Okay.
tax money payers going to the arena.
Oh man, maybe we could pass the hat around for Tiago in games 3 and 4.
Yeah.
we we like the kind of we appreciate the money that jingles, but we much prefer the money that folds as we're trying to gather money for a new Blazers head coach. Oh my gosh. Um, interesting.
You're gonna like both this guy's name and his donation, Rich. We got a
Okay.
$5 donation from at Big White Peter. Yeah,
Okay.
and then he said he
I
says
mean, truth be told, I sent that.
yeah.
No, I'm kidding. What he say? Thank you for the donation,
He's,
by the way.
he stole your nickname. Jeez.
Right, right. That's what they called me in college.
He says, "Hey guys, I won't disparage anyone, but I've been hoping for this combo for a while. 45-year Blazer fan since the days of Billy."
Wow, 45.
He says, "Since the days of Billy Ray Cocaine Bates."
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Thanks.
saying that. Thank you for
Um.
the $5. And congratulations. And my apologies to your wife. Because that must have been painful.
uh, is that safe to read? I'm just reading someone's name.
What? His name?
Peter is a very common name, Trevor.
It is. No, it's true. It's like Dick. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, I don't know why, but Dick is a nickname for Richard. I've
Or
never understood it.
or Grady Dick. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I've never
Um.
understood.
Yeah.
By the way, the Toronto announcers take way too many liberties with that, but that's a
Right.
that's a story for another time.
Oh, he says I'm talking about cocaine. Yeah. Maybe. Um. Yeah. Medina says, loving the show already and seeing many great things for this channel. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
Dro says if he wants to save money, bring Chauncey back. I don't know how that
Well, so I think like everybody understands this, right? The reason the Blazers have not fired Chauncey and they just kind of like head coach Chauncey Billups over here is because if they fire Chauncey now while he's just under investigation, they have to pay him. Whereas if they wait until the FBI, ends up convicting him, or if he pleads out, then the Blazers can fire him for cause. So that's why the Blazers have not done anything to this point because he got that contract extension last summer, the hey, thanks for being a good sport contract extension that he got from Jody. And so that's why the Blazers haven't got rid of Chauncey yet, in case people didn't really. I mean, I'm sure most people know that, but just in case you didn't know. So, but that will be forthcoming as soon as he either gets convicted or pleads out. I think he's going to plead out,
Yeah.
but,
Um,
and he should. I mean, he should. So,
Lazy Panda asks, how are you not afraid he moves the team? I mean, if it
well,
happens,
because there's
the,
nothing we can do about it right now,
yeah.
right?
So
I mean,
it
you know,
seems like, I mean, I know you can throw the Clay Bennett situation in Seattle back in our face, but to me, it seems like this financing is pretty close to happening. It looks like it's pretty much a done deal. It seems like the city doesn't want to lose the Blazers, even if it costs them putting money into it. Technically, they own the arena, so I don't think they have much of a case against it, since they uh, maybe foolishly bought it back for $1 a year or two ago. Um,
and
so
also Vegas and Seattle being taken away as viable options is a good thing.
yeah, and then but the other thing is, I mean that's the biggest event venue here in the city, so it's not just the Blazers that play there. There's concerts and stuff, and now we have a WNBA team and all that. So um, they're I'm pretty sure it's gonna get done. So I mean I'm not worried about it. I mean I am worried about him maybe not being a good owner if he's gonna be cheap, but I mean we'll cross that bridge when it happens. So basically I'm just kind of taking a wait and see attitude. But as long as the city comes up with something, I find it hard to believe that the NBA would let them move if it's just not quite enough. It's like at some point it's like, come on, you gotta you gotta
Yeah,
stay there. So
yeah. I agree with everything that you said. It's just kind of it's kind of put a pin in it. Like we'll wait and see. But yeah, I mean, definitely, it's on my radar of things to be concerned about. But we're not there yet. So
Mike says to maybe you should tell him to move the hockey team here so he can save on the arena by having two tenants. That'd be pretty cool.
yeah, sure. The Portland Hurricanes. That would be fun.
Oh yeah, Kirk brings up. I forgot to mention this, but Damon Jones did plead guilty.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't see that. So that must be recent.
yeah. It was just like
Wow. Okay.
it was sometime in the last week or two. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I missed that. Okay. Interesting.
So
So maybe these will start happening. Maybe these will start
it's
happening then.
still with the mob being involved. It's still going to be interesting if these guys just plead guilty and shut up and don't say anything. It's like
Yeah, for sure, right?
because
Not
that's
roll over on anybody.
I mean that's something that we've talked about when the Chauncey Billups stuff first came out, or when we talked about that once we finally did a video catching back up on all the things we missed.
Oh yeah.
You had mentioned like, well, maybe he was in a position where he was being threatened to do these things for the mob, and so if that was the case, there's no way he can roll on them and snitch. So, um,
Oh yeah.
yeah, he might not be far behind in uh, pleading guilty as well, just to do that. But I mean, he's obviously a lot more high profile than Damon Jones.
Sure. Yeah. And anytime the feds have an opportunity to get a notable scalp to send a message, they're going to try and do it.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
yeah.
Yep. The mob pays better than Dundon, that's for sure. I think we all know that's true. And if that probably the little bit you're making off rigging poker games is probably more than Dundon's made at this.
God, I would I would love to like have watched one of those poker games just to see how ridiculous it got.
Yeah.
Because like you said before when we talked about it, like people were talking about, no, these games are rigged. Like they're rigged.
Yeah.
So, but anyway,
And those are
Eric.
stuff from like years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I know. People were talking about it for years and years. Eric, I'm getting diminishing returns really
Yeah.
bad.
Okay. Yeah.
So
We're two and a
I
half
gotta
hours
punch
in.
out.
So yeah, we'll definitely.
Thank you, thank you to everybody who's been here, whether you're with us in the live stream right now or whether you're watching this on a replay. Thank you so much for joining us. Like I said to you guys at the top of the show, I have a load of concerns about doing this um, because of the different challenges that I have. And today's been a good day, so you guys got me on a good day. And in the future, it might not be that way, or I just might not be here. Eric might have to solo stream. But thank you guys so much for giving us a shot for this post game. We'll be back here for game two. Hopefully, the Blazers can have a better result. But from the bottom of my heart, it again, Eric, earmuffs, it warms my heart to see everybody come here and say nice words towards Eric and throw him some love and some support and things like that. And I guarantee everybody like Eric is it like deserves all the respect and all the flowers in the world and things like that. And he's in a 50-50 situation here and will be constantly appreciated and respected by me. So just thanks to everybody for being here. If you're new here or if you've never subscribed to the channel, please subscribe so you can know when we go live. And we'll see you guys on Tuesday. So, Eric, we'll let you have the last word for today.
Yeah, appreciate everyone. Yeah, thank you so much for all the support. Once again, let's try to make this a happy thing, not a sad thing. And yeah, let's just have some fun talking basketball again. And if you enjoy it, great. If not, you know, no, no offense taken. So appreciate all of you guys for tuning in and supporting the channel and all that, and supporting me over these 7 years that I've been doing this. And just really means a lot to me that you guys showed out tonight. And hope we can talk about a better game on Tuesday. This game kind of sucked to break down, but yeah, we're. I mean, we'll do it obviously for as long as the playoffs happen, and we're planning on doing, live streams a couple times a week all off season. We'll have content around all the big events, just like you guys are used to. So yeah, we're looking forward to sharing these experiences with you guys. We're fans just like you, and we're a little older fans than most of you, but I mean we do have some fans that are our age or older, which is cool too. And yeah, just appreciate all of you, and thanks for all the love. Appreciate all you guys, and hope to see you all after Tuesday's game. And it's fun to talk about playoff basketball too, so pretty cool.
Take care, guys.
And with that, we're out of here. Don't have like some outro tag.
Don't have a button. We'll get one. We'll get one. We gotta save up the money to be able to afford an outro saying.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to patent something. But yeah, it's Blazers lose tonight to the Spurs, 111-98. Down 1-0 in the series. Hopefully they can make this a competitive series at some point. Great game from Denny. He continues to play well. So there was some positives, but yeah. Have a good night, everyone, and hope to see you on Tuesday. See you later.